Hey, what's up guys, it's Liam or Weagle on Clickheads, and today Project A has been officially announced as Valorant by Riot Games, and also we have tons of new information and gameplay. I'm going to be going through every character in this video, all of the abilities that all of them have, including a bunch of compiled gameplay of a lot of the abilities, and of course some screenshots as well that have been leaked in recent days. Now, if you were wondering the names of the different characters from left to right here, I can confirm that they are Brimstone, then Jet, Phoenix, Sage, SOVA, Cypher, Omen, and Viper. Now, Omen there is the one that is locked and is also one of the characters that they haven't shown a lot of gameplay from, but we can see on off angles some of these characters as well as we go forward, guys. So we're going to be covering every single ability in the game, so strap in. We're going to actually start off with Jet, who we've probably seen the most gameplay of, and I'll be showcasing some of that in the background as we go. The description of Jet is that Jet's agile and evasive fighting style lets her take risks no one else can. She runs circles around every skirmish, cutting enemies up before they even know what hit them. I am a Jet main, don't know about you guys, but the abilities that she has, the first one here is Cloud Burst, and this is where she throws out a cloud of fog that obscures vision on impact. Hold down the ability button to bend the cloud's in-flight trajectory. You can see this being used in all the footage that you'll see today, and of course some other characters have similar smoke abilities. Her next ability is Updraft, which is after a brief wind up, propel yourself upwards. Now, her signature ability is Tailwind, and this is an immediate dash across a short distance in the direction that you're moving. Now, you'll actually see in some of the footage she seems to regain this as well upon getting kills, and it seems like she needs to get 2 kills in order to fully refill the bar for this ability. And a lot of the abilities you'll see have these different ways of getting them. Some of them are on cooldowns, some of them like this would be for getting kills. There's also orbs to pick up on the map, and you can buy abilities. So I think this is going to vary from character to character on how you earn these rewards. And her ultimate is Blade Storm, which we've seen a lot of even in the original footage back from September, where you arm yourself with several deadly throwing knives that deal moderate damage and kill on headshots. Scoring a kill restores all the daggers. Left click throws a single dagger, while right click throws all remaining daggers in a short ranged burst. Next up, we have Phoenix, who has also seen quite a lot of gameplay in the recent reveal. Phoenix's star power shines through in his fighting style, igniting the battlefield with flash and flare. Whether he's got backup or not, he's rushing into fight on his own terms. Hot Hands is the first ability here. This is where he throws a fireball that explodes after a delay or upon impact with the ground. The fire zone damages enemies and heals you. Blaze is where he can cast out a flame wall that blocks vision and damages anyone that passes through it. You can also bend the wall when casting by turning while holding the left click. His signature ability is Curveball, which is a curving flare that bursts into a brilliant light after a brief delay, temporarily blinding all looking at it. Left click curves it left, right click curves it right, and his ultimate ability is Run It Back, which is where you mark your current location, and if you die during the ability's duration or when the ability expires, you'll be reborn back at the original marked location with full health. So what this will allow you to do is, if you want to make a risky push, which is quite a good strat in CSGO even without the respawn mechanic, you can actually do that almost safely. It's like a free charge out of nowhere where you're going to want to try and run down some enemies, and then you're guaranteed to spawn back. Now, do bear in mind that all of the abilities in this game are very obvious to all enemies, so there's probably a lot of counterplay with trying to get straight back to that person's spawn when you see that they've popped their ultimate. Next up for you Hanzo mains out there, we have got SOVA. SOVA tracks, finds, and eliminates enemies with ruthless efficiency and precision. his custom bow and incredible scouting abilities ensure that even if you run, you cannot hide. Shock Bolt is the first ability up, which fires an explosive bolt that emits a damaging pulse of static energy upon impact. We've seen quite a lot of footage of this, and actually you'll see a lot of background footage of this, some static and stuff coming through walls. Now, the Owl drone is a deployable drone that can fire a dart that will reveal enemies who are hit. This, of course, very good early game to try to figure out if someone's trying to push on you. The signature ability is Recon Bolt, which fires a bolt that deploys a sonar emitter. The sonar pings tag nearby enemies, causing them to be revealed and can be destroyed. And the ultimate is Hunter's Fury, which is fire up to 3 deadly energy blasts that spear across the entire map. Each hit enemy takes heavy damage and is marked. Brimstone is up next and seems to be a really cool character too, because his orbital arsenal ensures his squad will always have the advantage. His ability to deliver utility precisely and safely make him the unmatched boots on the ground commander. Incendiary launches an incendiary grenade that deploys a damaging field of fire. His stim beacon targets a nearby location to call in a stim beacon, which gives all players nearby rapid fire. That's a really cool and strange ability also that I didn't expect to see in the game. His signature ability is Sky Smoke. You'll see this raining down in many screenshots, which is the brown ball of smoke, and the fact you can call it in wherever you want makes it sound really good to me. And his ultimate is Orbital Strike, which you can see in this screenshot, which is where you use your map to target a location, launching a devastating orbital strike that pulses for high damage over several seconds. And one thing to bear in mind with this character, he seems really strong, but the weakness to him is that a lot of his main abilities can't be used on the fly, and you're going to be vulnerable when you want to call them in, which has a really nice bit of counterplay to it. Viper is up next, and we've seen a lot of her gameplay too. She deploys an array of poisonous chemical devices to control the battlefield and cripple the enemy's vision. If the toxins don't kill her prey, her mind games surely will. Now, Snakebite fires a projectile that explodes into a pool of damaging acid. Poison Cloud, which we've seen a lot of since the original release, throws a gas emitter that you can reactivate to create a poisonous smoke cloud at the cost of fuel. The emitter can be picked up and thrown again after a short cooldown. So this can be seen on the map, and as it says, can also be reused when the bar fills up. You can actually see that on the bottom in the middle here. When that runs out, it will go out and you can redeploy it somewhere else if you like, or you can leave it in that position to pop later on. Now, other footage we've seen of similar abilities as well. It's like these poison attacks don't actually kill people, but get them down to 1 HP. The reason that I'm not 100% sure on this is because in this footage as well, the character does seem to be in a healing beacon. So we don't know if that's keeping them alive or whether abilities like this won't actually kill you. They're just set there to bring you as low as possible for someone to finish you off. Toxic Screen also has the fuel effect for this character. So the cooldowns on this are going to be very much based around this resource that you use up and regain. And you deploy a long line of gas emitters that you can reactivate to create a toxic wall of gas, very similar to the Poison Cloud. And her ultimate is where she emits a massive toxic cloud in a large area that lasts as long as a Viper stays inside the cloud. Enemies inside the cloud are highlighted to Viper, so she can see you and you're taking damage. This sounds not very nice, and when she's running around in that cloud with a shotgun, I think you're gonna have a really bad time. The last character that we have a fair bit of footage about here is Sage. Now, Sage is kind of the healer of the team. She creates safety for herself and her team wherever she goes, and is able to revive fallen friends and stave off forceful assaults. She provides a calm center to a hellish battlefield. Her slow orb casts out a radionite orb that breaks into a slowing field upon impact with the ground. You can see this in the screenshots here. All caught in the field are slowed, grounded, and make noise when moving. Her barrier orb is conjure a large solid wall, so you can't run through this one, and you right click to rotate the wall before casting. Her signature ability is of course her healing orb, where she heals an ally or herself to full health over a few seconds. And the ultimate, of course, is Resurrection. You Mercy mains out there, target a friendly corpse, after a short delay, revive them with full health. So next up, we have Cypher. And Cypher is a one-man surveillance network who keeps tabs on the enemy's every move. No secret is safe, no maneuver goes unseen, and Cypher is always watching. Now, the only ability we've seen from this character is actually Tripwire, which Eddie covered yesterday in this screenshot. Place a stealth tripwire between two walls. Triggering enemies are restrained and revealed for a short time. If the trap is not destroyed, it activates to daze the trapped victim. Can be picked up. The abilities that we haven't seen of Cypher, honestly, the most we've seen of him is him actually getting shot by other people. He's kind of the guinea pig in a lot of the footage. He also has Cyber Cage, which is he tosses out a remote activation trap, reactivate to create a cage that slows enemies who pass through it. Look at a trap and press use to detonate it, or hold activate to detonate all. His signature ability is Spy Cam, which is place a remote camera. After placing, reactivate to view the video feed. Left click while in camera to fire a tracking dart, and recharges when picked up or killed. And the ultimate is Neural Theft. Extract information from the corpse of an enemy, revealing the location of their living allies. That is cool. So last up, we have Omen. Now, Omen we have not seen a lot of. We do see here the kind of claws and the knife gonna stab, as I mentioned before, our friend Cypher in the back. And we also have him holding an AK in this other clip as well, but apart from that, we do not know a lot about Omen other than this screenshot. Omen hunts in the shadows. He renders enemies blind, teleports across the field, then lets paranoia take hold as foes scramble to uncover where it might strike next. The abilities he has is Paranoia. Send out an ethereal shadow in a straight line, near sighting anyone that it touches. That's creepy. Shadow Walk. After a delay, dematerialize and teleport a short distance. The signature ability is Dark Cover, which is cast out a stealth ethereal orb that bursts into an obscuring sphere of shadow at its final location, which can be charged to increase the distance. So again, I think this is some kind of smoke. A lot of the characters either seem to have some kind of heal or some kind of smoke or flash as utility. And the ultimate ability is from the shadows, which is select anywhere on the map to teleport and reform. When arriving, appear as a shade that will go back to your original location if killed. Once the teleport is complete, become incorporeal, is that a word, for a short time. So Omen sounds amazing. I'm not sure if Omen hasn't been showed because maybe he's secretly OP AF and they're still trying to balance that. I'm not sure. It's either that or it's just the cool factor that they don't quite want to show every single character yet. Now, there's a lot of information out there, guys, and we're going to be trying to cover it all. If I missed anything, please let me know. Of course, you will have seen a lot of different abilities of characters whilst watching the other characters as they're always going on in the background. We'll be combing through any other footage, any other news that comes out, so make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel. We're planning on bringing a lot more Project A stuff. We want to go in depth on a lot of the different characters and cool things that I'm sure will be coming out soon. So be sure to drop a like if you enjoyed, as it does really help us out and lets us know you're enjoying the content. And don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell icon so that you get notified when our videos go live. Be sure to have a great day as always, guys. Take care and peace, people.